Righto.
Scott Davis here at SHEEPVENTION 2025.
Yeah.
How's the day been?
Yeah, it's been good, mate. We've had a few farms coming through. Plenty of interest coming through, mainly in weighing and EID side of things. So we've got a heap of different stuff here anyway. Electric fencing, activity collars, and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, it's been a good day.
What's the most popular product you've got at the moment everyone's talking about?
So it's mainly to do with the sheep and cattle side of things. So it's probably talking about stick readers. So we've been able to utilise a bit of data, scanning EIDs, matching those up with visuals, looking at some confirmation stuff in there, whether that's around the breeding of the animal or whether it's doing some classing of animals and recording that data against those individuals. So that's been our main sort of focus, or what people have been asking for mainly.
And how much are these going for now?
So you buy one of those for $2,300, including GST.
Yep.
Yeah. They've got 15 data fields in there. So.
Excellent. Yeah. And they can just enter in their data on the keypad?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, they definitely can. So we've got people that use them for all types of things, for, like I said, classing stock to different AI runs, preg scanning data, ultrasounding data, that sort of stuff. Yeah, all sorts of things.
Yeah, it looks very mobile too.
Yeah, it is.
Long battery life?
Yeah, it goes 16 hours.
16 hours.
Yeah, 16 hours in those, yeah.
Excellent, and very mobile.
Yeah, they're very good. Yeah, very good. They'll integrate with the indicators as well. So you scan the EID and then the number will come up on the indicator of the individual. And you can also get the visual number matched up to that as well, get your weights in there, and also add some data and stuff in if you need to. So depending on what you're doing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And obviously another keypad on there as well. How much is one of them?
So the XR5000 we're looking at just on 5,200.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it come as a kit or?
No, we do them all separate. So it depends. There's different models for different things people want to do. So depending on what they're looking to be able to do, we sort of match those models up to what they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you find most of the beef farmers are looking for?
Most of them, depending on the operators, some will be just purely trading cattle, so they'll be looking purely on growth rates. But the breeders, the cow-calf operators, they'll be looking at a bit of data behind to see who the sires are, weaning rates, and then growth rates after weaning, that sort of stuff, and then their in-calf rates, and mainly in heifers, second calvers, and then obviously mature age cows after that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what most.
So you can see all that on this screen in the field.
That'll bring that up. Yep, you can see that historical data. So whatever data you record in there, you can bring that up at a later date and see what is coming up and see how those cattle are performing. Yeah.
And make a management decision right there on the spot.
On the spot. Yeah.
Very efficient. Excellent. Yeah. So that's the keypad there. And so that's been the most popular thing today at this stage.
Yeah, imagine that. Looking at that individual animal data stuff and looking to just collect data on those individuals. Yeah.
Now, my favourite topic that I've been wanting to talk to you about today is these things right here.
Yep.
Now, tell us all about these.
Yeah, so the activity monitors. We've got these activity collars. The monitor obviously sits on the side of the cow, and these monitor a heap of different activities and behaviours in those cattle. So that then gives us, once we put the algorithms and software over it, gives us heat indicators, health indicators on how those cattle are performing, then also rumination data and things like that. So you can pick up if those cows aren't feeling the best, if something's dropped. We've done a little bit of work just recently in transition milkers, so coming from calving through to that early lactation, getting them up, rumination up, getting heat back in heat, and getting that cycling happening so they can, when they rejoin, things will really tick along really well. So finding more and more people taking them up. It's been a bit hard this year, obviously, with the way the season is, but people that have taken them up are getting good value out of them and finding they're getting good return on investment, probably, depending on the operation, probably somewhere around an 18-month return on investment with them. But finding more and more people that have staff on, want the staff to be able to focus on the milking or the job at hand and leave the heat detection mainly up to devices like this, and then run through auto drafter and draft those girls out. Yeah.
Because it automatically drafts, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it'll create a draft list of those animals, send it through to the third-party software, so whether that's an Easy Dairy or a Gentex system or a De Laval, it'll send that list through, and as those girls go through, it'll draft those girls off ready to be joined. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what's the biggest farm, like cattle farm numbers? What's the biggest one that you help manage with these?
We've probably got, the biggest probably one we've got is around sort of 1,500 cows. I think they're between 1,600 at the moment. So, yeah, but we've got around about 250 farms on the books at the moment, all across Australia. And they're going really well. Farmers seem to be happy with it. And like I said, around the management and what happens on farm, the heat detection and the health detection just helps them day to day in what they've got to do. It's just another job that's sort of taken care of automatically, and they can focus on the other things.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, well, for the normal person who isn't familiar with these, it's a bit like our Garmin watches or our sports watches. It monitors all our health signs.
Yep.
How many steps we do, how we feel for the day. Or the cow, that's the cow's version of that. That's the cow's version of a Garmin sports watch.
Yep, that's a good way. It's just like a Fitbit. Exactly right for cows. Yep.
And you know, we've got our second pair of eyes on her 24/7.
Yeah, exactly right. Yep. So the battery life in these, talking about that, the battery life is around 5 years. We've got a warranty on that. We seem to be getting sort of 7 to 8 years realistically out of the battery. So yeah, warranty is 5 years, battery we're getting a bit longer than that, which is hopefully being sort of the life of that cow in the herd, really. So.
And on these collars,
yep.
You're able to implement a number. I've seen numbers.
Yeah, definitely. You can get some slip-on numbers. We've done that on a couple of farms where they wanted numbers to go around the collar on the neck. That just matches up with the ear tag or the freeze brand, just to make it a bit easier visually in the paddock, really. Yep. So we can get them, definitely. Yep. Had a few guys that requested them, but yeah, not everyone. Most will join them up with the freeze brand or the visual tag, flag tags.
Yep. And then you've got your NILS tag that it will all relate to as well.
Yeah. So when we pair them up on farm, we'll typically scan the animal with the EID and then match up the collar, and then we'll type in the visual if it's not already in the system. So if it's already in the system, matched up with the third-party software, all that information comes up automatically, but if it's not, we'll create it in the system and then it'll upload in. Yeah.
Okay.
So when the animal goes to draft, so obviously we create the heat alert or the health alert, send it through to the drafting system. The drafting system actually uses the EID to recognise the animal, to draft that animal. So we have to make sure that's matched up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so if they miss an ear chip, some of them rip their ear chip out, scratching on trees or fences. Will this then be able to still recognise her at draft?
No, because it's still relying on that EID to do it. So if you have an animal that comes through and says it's missing an EID, what we have to do then is basically replace that EID and then update it with the new collar, with that collar. Yep.
Understand. Like these would be a lot harder to get off a cow out in the paddock. Like she will itch and itch, but she could easily lose a tag, but it would be a lot harder for her to take this off her.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Yep, they'll scratch it. Typically, heifers are probably the worst. They'll probably take about half a day to get used to them. Cows, they'll struggle for a little bit, might kick and squeal a bit as they go out of the yards, but they'll be right. Typically, like I was saying, typically the heifers will take about half a day to get used to them. Cows will kick and squeal a bit for about 10, 20 minutes or so till they realise they can't get it off and they'll just go with it. Does create some rubbing sometimes. They might feel it get a bit itchy for that first little bit and they'll rub a bit, but they'll typically adjust to that within a couple of days. And they'll just be as normal.
And just feel like part of them.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it wasn't that long ago I heard about in the Northern Territory, a lot of the big cattle stations up there are implementing your technology.
Yep.
The cattle are wild, of course, completely different sort of cattle up there, but they will go to a watering hole and have to walk through a draft gate to get there through your system. And then it will automatically weigh them. Is that right?
So we run a thing called walkover weighing. Have a little bit down in the southern half of Australia, but a lot of it in the northern half. Where exactly that. We'll get the animals to draw close to water, and they'll travel over what we call a walk-over way system, which is like a drafting gate or a cattle crush type setup. They'll walk through that to get to the water. They'll have a drink, walk back over. As they pass over, it'll get their weight, read the EID tag, match all that up, and then that sends out via communication, so whether that's 4G or satellite, out into the cloud. Our algorithms go over top of that, and then that presents the data once we've cleaned all that up. So that'll give weights, or give you an indication, how many animals go over every day, every 3 days, every 7 days. And then each night that'll download and update that animal. Basically, if it's gone through and it's validated, it'll update that animal. Typically, it'll take around about 7 to 9 days for us to fully validate all the animals, 100% in that mob.
Excellent.
Yep, we'll have around 85 by about day 5, and then we'll take those few extra days just to get the last few. Yeah, because they don't behave. Normally, you'd hope everything would be single file and go through, but you'll have animals that'll try and push through with other animals, and things just don't quite work as you'd hope they would, and it just takes a few more times to get those last ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you find that the cattle adapt to that walkover, like being a wild animal, like we hardly can get near them as a person? They adapt really well to just walking over that way over bridge.
Yes, it's surprising. So especially those rural rank cattle in Queensland, Northern Territory, that really don't like humans and never work really that well with humans, so that'll typically stir them up. Once you don't take that human element out, the whole thing changes. They look like they're a normal beef animal would, you'd think. And they'll go through the water. They follow those single file tracks in, as the others do, through the water, get their drink and come back out again. So as long as we've don't have a huge amount of human smell there, I suppose, that takes a little bit to get away. Might be a day or two before they've licked and sniffed and done all that sort of stuff. And across the platform, we actually, usually, especially those animals, will get some dirt, put it across the platform, just to help them acclimatise to that environment.
That's a very interesting point about the smells.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow, that is very interesting.
Yeah, so because you haven't got that human element there, they don't get fizzy, and they're just themselves. Yeah. We've tried it different ways and put cameras and things there, and it's amazing the difference in the animals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
And so on this database too, the station owners, they could have how many acres there, or how do they measure their farm?
So they'll have a certain paddock, so that paddock might be 1,000 acres or whatever it's going to be. We'll get them to turn off all the watering points and have one watering point. They'll come through the walkover way to that. If they want to set up a draft, the drafting system, we've got to have spear traps, so it's a little bit different to the systems down in the south, where you'll have maybe 2 paddocks or 2 areas coming into the one water, and as they go to the draft system, it'll read their EID, then draft them into their allocated paddocks again.
Depending on their weight range?
Yeah, depending on weight range. So if say that animal goes through, so we've got them all going one way, we can see their weight over time, and then we say, right, we want that particular EID to draft out this gate. Next time we see it, it'll draft that animal out. Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah. So that's sort of how the system works. Yeah.
I just think, it's just really amazing how far we've come with all this technology and being able to manage our cattle better, a lot better.
Yeah, no, exactly right. And especially that remote stuff, that's amazing how that works. Yep, you could be anywhere 500 k's away, whatever, and still make see what's happening and make the decisions on those animals. So, yeah. It's
unreal. And I'd say it would benefit the contract musterers a lot, like the helicopter guys.
Yep.
Like you centralise animals to a water point, you can just automatically shut them gates.
Yeah, exactly right. If you could just push them into another paddock, could be purely for the guys that are looking to change paddock. You'll see the animals that are gaining weight and they'll start to plateau a bit. They'll make that decision, right, everyone's drafting to the next paddock because there's fresher feed in there and you don't have to drive there 500 k's, whatever it's going to be, just to open the gate to let animals through to the next paddock. You can just do it automatically. So,
unreal.
Yeah.
I could talk about that subject all day.
Yeah.
Just the the animal behaviour side of things.
Yeah.
It is just really fascinating to me. So what else have you got on display here today?
We've got a heap of different stuff. So we've got speed ride electric fencing here, Z tags as well. We also do NJ Phillips drench guns and applicators. So got a heap of different stuff here.
I might grab a few of them and just show the people.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
So you got electric fencing stuff?
Yeah, so speed ride electric fencing, got a few solar units here.
20K?
Yep. And obviously we got Z tags, so we've got sheep and cattle tags in those, in 1-piece and 2-piece. NLIS in both cattle and sheep.
So people can get their own information printed on these tags?
Definitely. So they can have whatever they want. You can get logos printed on them, obviously numbers as it is there, whatever wording you want on them, front and back. We do a lot in the feedlot side of things. So these specific
they're really easy
tag.
tags to put in.
They are, yeah. A lot of the exporters use them down here, and then obviously the feedlot guys up north.
So just noticing, this one has a shorter neck. That's a long neck, skinny.
Yep.
So what is the benefits there? You've got that style and then the long neck there.
The feedlot tag's got a bit longer in it. It's really just to get that tag to hang a little bit further down for the feedlot guys. The 1-piece tag is not quite that long. It doesn't quite hang that side. It's a little bit thicker, our 1-piece tag, than the feedlot tag. So the feedlots are made to be around about that 18 months time frame.
Yep.
Whereas the 1-piece tag is meant to be
lifetime.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, a little bit thicker.
Yeah.
And then a little bit more durable, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. And so you've got these ones as well.
Yep.
So what's the price differences between all these?
Depending on what you're looking for. So typically the feedlot tags will sell for under $1. 1-piece tags will be just over that $1. They'll be around $1.60 with printing. Then your 2-piece tags, depending on what you're looking for, be sort of around that $2 to sort of $3, depending on the what you want, on the setup.
Excellent. And obviously your sheep tags.
Yeah, we've got sheep tags in there as well. So these are all both lots of the NLIS. You can get through the NLIS, also the DPI website in Victoria. So you can currently get the what we call our Z tag or our Agri ID tag. And then we've got both the tag faster and the FAT tag in the sheep side.
So people can go on your website, order.
Usually we'll go through the resellers.
Okay.
Yep. So go and see your reseller to order your printed tags, DPI website for the NLIS style. Yep.
And what, they would just arrive in a week or maybe 2?
Yeah, usually around a week. So we'll have these in production. As long as we've got that order in, we'll have those out within 48 hours of production. Yeah.
That's very quick.
Yeah.
Very quick.
Yeah.
No worries. And you've got these. I spotted this. Well, we use this type of apparatus quite a lot for our cow repo, but tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so this is just a 2 mil bottle fed injector. So these style injectors, the NJ Phillips injectors, have been around for 100 odd years. A lot of people would have seen the 5 mil version with the tube feed in it. Excuse me, this is just another version of that with a bottle mount instead. Really good for your hormone drugs and that sort of stuff. A lot of people use them for it.
Sheep and cattle.
Sheep and cattle, yeah. Yep, sheep and cattle. So, yeah, very simple system in the way they work with the plungers and the valves. So it doesn't take a huge amount if you need to service them or put another kit in. Yep, with those.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And you've got a lot of different apparatuses.
Yeah, different applicators. So we do drench guns like that, both cattle and sheep, pour-on applicators, vaccinators, all sorts of stuff. Yep. So anything in that NJ Phillips range. This is anonymous in Australian farming, NJ Phillips. So we do, a different range of applicators for all different purposes. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. So full service, really. Yeah. And I've noticed over here too, you've got your True Test sheep weigh system. Yep.
So we're sort of working with the Prattley crew there. So we managed to buy Prattley a couple of years ago.
Yep.
And now we always marketed their drafters. But now we sort of own the company, and they've come under the True Test name or the Datamars name now as well. So just makes it a bit more seamless, really. Yep.
One-stop shop.
That's the idea.
Now, you travel a fair way around the country to do all this.
Yep.
So what's your main role? You're under the Datamars?
Yeah, I'm under Datamars. So my main role is smart farming. So I look after the walkover weighing side and also the activity monitoring side in the cattle.
Okay.
That's my main role. Yeah, across Australia. I'm the business development manager there. Yep.
Queensland?
Yeah,
New
Queensland.
South Wales?
Yeah, WA, Queensland, Tassie, all over the joint. Yeah.
What's the main thing you see recently that's the biggest servicing part that you see yourself doing a lot of? Are they mainly a data entry error, or what's?
Oh, there's all sorts of stuff when it comes to that. So it really depends on what people are trying to do on farm. But I see a lot of it's in the sheep side of things at the moment because NLS and EID is fairly new. So it's just trying to get people's head around how that works, how they can implement it from going from a mob-based system to an individual, and just what data that they need to collect, that they should collect, I suppose, on farm without going over the top and collecting heaps of stuff that they're never going to use. So that's probably the main thing at the moment is those sheep farmers, producers that are looking to get that data, individual data. That's taken a bit in. Yep, at the moment. Yeah.
And so the big farms, the big operators, I mean, they're probably running 2,000 sheep or probably 10,000.
Yeah, heaps of sheep. Yep.
And so they're getting introduced to this sort of system, and that you just said they're going from a mob-based system to an individual recording system.
Yep.
So their biggest struggle is what the use of the technology, or how do you find?
Yes. So usually the biggest struggle is to get away from thinking about a group of animals as just a group of animals, looking at the average of that mob, what's the condition score average of the mob, rather than going to righto, there's animals excuse me, in that mob that'll have a bell curve. So you're looking for that lower performing animals and the top performing animals. So you're thinking everyone's in the same umbrella where you can split them up a bit more. Once you get down to the individual, you can start peeling off those bad performers and focus more on the better performers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably where they're struggling to get their head around, trying to help them through that piece.
Yeah. But once they do, I mean, obviously 12 months to integrate, they find a huge economic benefit in isolating those
definitely
higher performers from the lower performers.
Yeah, especially in growth rates and things like that. So if you've got whatever it's going to be, whatever data trait it is, you'll always have those poor performers. If they can find them a lot easier, they can get them out of the system and focus on the better genetic potential animals, I suppose. Yeah. So that's what most are trying to do. Whereas a mob-based system, if you understand what I'm saying, you get an average, but you don't know who is the top and bottom.
And why.
You could guess and have a look and you might be right, sometimes you'll be wrong. But once you get to individual, you can know exactly who they are. Yeah.
Well, I truly believe that we're moving into a future where we can't afford complacency, and accuracy is the only way forward. To be financially sustainable in our farming businesses. It's really important to a lot of us to try and keep our farm operations in the family and keep them passed down to the next generation. And I think we can't afford complacency moving towards that.
And it's spot on about accuracy, Ed. Like, you spend a lot of, especially in the dairy side of things, you spend a lot of time and money on those girls to get your genetics right, everything humming and cooking as good as you can, to not have that data accurate or collecting data that's not accurate. It takes a lot, it buggers up what you're trying to do or what you're trying to achieve, really. So definitely around accuracy is a major thing across all forms in the sort of ag sector or that livestock sector.
And just another quick question before we leave you today. How long have you been doing this?
So this role, I started as a territory manager with True Test about 14 years ago. Then I moved into a technical role. Now in this smart farming role for the last 4 years. Okay. So it's been a little while. So with these guys.
And what's the out of the 14 years, what's the biggest challenge you've come across? Would you say the biggest challenge that you had to overcome in this position?
Biggest challenge is probably just working with the seasons, so you can have, I suppose, have the best setup for whatever you want to do, or the best product that's launching out. But if the season doesn't work in whatever way, it can really affect how that goes in the market. So, yeah, a lot of our product is a like to have, not must have. So, like in the likes of indicators and stick readers, and you can still get by without them. But yeah, in the better seasons, definitely you'll have that little bit extra money and go, right, I really wanted to get my data right, more accurate. I'll spend the money and put that in the right spot. Whether it's colours as well, they're the expensive thing to do. So yeah. Yep.
So Mother Nature still has the last say.
Yeah, definitely, and especially this year.
Yeah,
it's been tough on everyone. So yeah.
I'd rather buy the colour system than a brand new car, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Why are you laughing?
True. No, it's true. No, it's true. It's true. It's true.
We won't go there. Yeah, okay. And so, what's one of the most memorable moments you've had in the last 14 years doing this sort of work?
I think just it's the producers and the people you work with, to be honest. Okay. It's really good. So I enjoy getting out and seeing farms and see how they operate, getting those relationships happening, and yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You get a good feel from it, and you know you're helping someone get through whatever they're trying to work through as well. So it's good.
Yep. Yeah. Unreal. I'd say it would be a very rewarding job.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's good.
So I'm going to hit you up now because I'm going to buy some scales so I can weigh my cattle, and I haven't got them yet.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll talk about that now and all the technology that goes with it.
No worries.
But thanks very much for your time, and hope SHEEPVENTION goes really well for you guys, and look forward to catching up with you another time.
No worries, Ed. Thanks, mate.
All right.